In the wrestling business all the time, you see people get overlooked in this business because there's a lot of people in it. I'm going to talk about some of the most underrated wrestlers I can think of at this point. I'm going to start off with a combination of two people in one. They were the OG, triple OGs of the Horsemen with Ric Flair and Ole Anderson and J.J. Dillon. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. All overlooked all the time. I'll talk about Tully first, then I'll get to Arn. Tully Blanchard, for his size, was one of the greatest wrestlers in the business ever. For his size, he could do so many things in the ring. He was kind of a smaller guy. He could do so many things in the ring. He was overlooked all the time, and no one could ever... He was good. His little slingshot suplex that was used is still used today in the business. It was a very innovative move for the time. He was a very crucial point and part of the NWA back in the 80s. And then Arn Anderson right there with him as they were tag team champions for a while, and in the Horsemen. Arn Anderson, I'm saying this, and I got to believe this, in my opinion, was the greatest man on the microphone I have ever heard other than Ric Flair. He was that good, and he was a great worker. He could go in, Dusty Rhodes told this story, he went in War Games with Dusty Rhodes and went 30 to 45 minutes every night. He was a guy that gave you everything he had every time he went out to that ring. That spine buster he does, that Triple H used to today, is a legendary move that opponents don't like having done to him because it hurts like I don't know what. It is a very painful move. Them two were underpaid by NWA. Jim Crockett underpaid them all the time, did not give them the credit they deserved. Together they were one of the greatest tag teams in history, and by themselves they are two of the greatest wrestlers in history and are overlooked all the time. Another wrestler that is underrated, Owen Hart. I think he was very underrated because I think he was the best wrestler in the Hart family. He just was gone too soon and we didn't get to see him do that. He is overlooked all the time just because he died. But if you look at what he accomplished before he left us, top notch. Had classic matches with his brother Brett. The only thing we never saw him got to do is win the world title. And he definitely would have won it had he stayed. He would probably be like a 5-time champion by now. He was that good. He could do anything in the ring and make it believable. I'm serious, he was the best out of the Hart family. He was even better than Brett. Now it's going to offend somebody, but that's what I feel. He was better than Bret Hart to me. Another underrated wrestler I think right now is Chris Jericho. Back in 2002, when he won the Undisputed title for the first time, well, at the end of 2001, going into 2002, when he won the Undisputed title for the first time, he was very underrated. No one thought he would do it. He talks all the time about how he beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night because it was a feat. At that time, Stone Cold and The Rock, along with Triple H, who wasn't there, he was injured, Austin and The Rock were the two best in the industry at that time. And you had Jericho beat him. That proved he is not overrated. He was good. No one gives him the credit he deserves. He is great on the mic, he's innovative in the ring, and he's had some classic matches that will stand the test of time. Another man that you don't hear a lot talked about, because he was older but still is good and should always be talked about, is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You never hear anything about Ricky Steamboat. He had classic matches with Ric Flair, the Macho Man Randy Savage. All these people he had classic matches with, yet he's always overlooked because of who he wrestled. He had classics. I have the new Ric Flair DVD, and my favorite match on there is him and Steamboat. Steamboat is one of the greatest ever, and he is always overlooked. The stuff he did in the ring was good. That flying body press off the top rope was good. Very, very underrated. He should have had the world title longer than he did when he had it. But that was during Ric Flair's era, and Rick was God, and he is the best ever, so that was understandable. That's cool. But Ricky Steamboat is always overlooked and should not be. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. These guys who they leave their families 300 days a year and go on the road. Back in the 80s, they were gone usually every day of the year, trying to get what they love this business and are passionate about it. And they go out there and give you everything they have in their soul, and we overlook them. We should not overlook them. So if you have never seen any of these people wrestle, go out and watch them wrestle. They are really good. Find them on. You can find them anywhere. WWE 24/7, wherever. You can find their stuff. Their matches are classic matches. Like, go get the Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen DVD, go get the new Ric Flair DVD, and you'll see all these people. Another superstar that's overlooked sometimes, just because by WWE fans, because he never went to WWE, is Sting. You know, he doesn't get the credit he deserves because I don't know why he doesn't, because he did. He was the greatest wrestler in WCW or NWA besides Ric Flair. Everyone says Hogan is better than Sting. No, Sting was better than Hogan. He had classic matches with anyone he wrestled. He could make anyone look good. He could put them over. Even as a rookie, he was good. And he is overlooked because he won't work for Vince. That's it. I wish he would work for Vince one time so I could see him and Shawn Michaels have a match. That would be epic. But I know it's not going to happen because he hates Vince, and that's cool. And people saying, oh, Sting ain't going in the Hall of Fame ever because he didn't go to WWE. No. He should go in the Hall of Fame because he is Sting and he is one of the greatest of all time. Another man you look over, it was in WCW, the man of 1,000 holds, Dean Malenko. No one ever thinks about him anymore. In WCW, he was the greatest cruiserweight champion in WCW, in my opinion. He had classic matches, Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, any cruiserweight in that division, he helped put over and made them look good because he was so good. He was, you know, he's like 5'8" or 5'9", maybe a little bit shorter, I can't remember. But still, the things he could do in that ring was amazing. He is one of the greatest ever, and he is overlooked. Even as a horseman, no one ever remembers him. Dean Malenko is one of the greatest. He should go in the Hall of Fame. Right now, he's an agent, which is, I mean, that's helping. He's good. He is one of the best ever. When he came to WWE, they didn't use him right, and that's what people don't remember him. So, I mean, all these guys I've mentioned are some of my favorites of all time that I feel that a lot of people overlook and they shouldn't. So, if you have capability of anything, 24/7 or DVD access, go find these guys and watch their matches. They are incredible. You will not be disappointed. That's all I got today. Thanks for watching, guys.